Once again, it's on. Tonight is Shana Simone. She told me before, when I get my project, I'm going to hit you up. So she got it now, and it's on tonight. It's gospel. That's why I did it on Sunday. It was only to be fitting for it to be on Sunday. And here it is tonight. It's Shana Simone. And what we going to do is play her song early in the broadcast. And here we go. Shana Simone, new single. Make sure you support her.
You gave me the key to life, but I turned it away. Your son's life you sacrificed. Oh Lord, show me the way. I've taken you for granted. Oh Lord, don't leave me now. If I dedicate my life to you, Lord, please show me how. Please forgive me, Lord, for all that I have done. Please forgive me, Lord, my battles you have won. You walk with me every day. Your mercies I can see. Through hurt and pain and misery, I know you've carried me. I know I've taken you for granted. Oh Lord, don't leave me now. With your grace, mercy, and majesty, Lord, you have all power. Forgive me, Lord, for all that I have done. Please forgive me, Lord, my battles you have won. Forgive me, I wanna thank you for all that I have done. Please forgive me, Lord, my battles you have won. Forgive me, I wanna thank you for all you've done for me. You take me places I never should have seen. You gave me things that I never should receive. You showed me grace that I never will believe. I wanna thank you for all you've done for me. Now I'm somebody I don't deserve to be. I wanna thank you. Forgive me, making me grateful, Lord. Forgive me, Lord. Forgive me, Lord. Forgive me. I wanna thank you. Forgive me, Lord. Forgive me, Lord, for all that I hurt and pain and misery. I know you've carried me. I know I've taken you for granted. Oh Lord, don't leave me now. With your grace, mercy, and majesty, Lord, you have all power. Forgive me, Lord, for all that I have done. Please forgive me, Lord, my battles you have won. Forgive me, I wanna thank you for all that I have done. Please forgive me, Lord, my battles you have won. Forgive, I wanna thank you for all you've done for me. You take me places I never should have seen. You gave me things that I never should receive. You showed me grace that I never will believe. I wanna thank you for all you've done for me. Now I'm somebody I don't deserve to be. I wanna thank you.
Shayna Simone. Oh yeah. Shayna Simone is here tonight to take us on the
Hey,
journey. She told me that if when the music is finally done, she was going to get with me. She did it, and guess what? She's here now. Talk about a
yes.
project. She's here to talk about this gospel project. I saw a lot of the things you were doing, as
Uh-huh.
far as concerts and stuff like that. Um,
Right.
so tonight we're gonna go on a journey with you, and you're gonna talk about your project and all the things that you've been doing. So tonight is a big night
Sounds
for
good.
Shayna Simone. She's on the SL Digital Media, and
Yes.
we're here to talk.
All right.
All right, so take us on the journey. How you got started? Let's go. Let's get this
All right.
conversation.
So, yes, you
Yeah,
got questions, specific questions, or you just
specific.
want me to talk?
Just talk about how you began. When did you notice you had the voice?
Mm-hmm.
When did you decide to put projects together? Because it takes a lot of nerve to stand up there and sing. And remember, you playing with
It
the church
does.
now, so they
It
really
does.
do pay attention to what's going on up on that thing, or they'll be like,
Oh yeah.
"What is she doing?"
Right. It's critical. And I know all about that because I grew up a PK. So most people know that's a pastor's kid and a bishop's kid. My dad was a bishop. We grew up in church. And from the time I could barely walk, my mom had us singing as sisters. I come from 12 siblings. So my mom and dad, my mom played piano and she would always get us together and make us sing in church. As much as we hated it, we'd get up there and sing. And I never really saw that I had an interest in singing solo until I got to about 14. And my sister Tina, she's a year younger than me, and she would come to me with these songs, and she's like, "Oh, Shana, learn this song. I think you can sing it." And I'm like, "I don't think so." She's like, "You can." So she brought me Shirley Murdoch's "My World Came to an End," and she said,
Oh man,
"Shana, I
that's a
want you to
great
learn this."
record. That is
Right.
a
And
great
I said,
record.
"Oh no." I said, "Sis, I can't sing this." She's like, "You can, you can." And she just like really heard the potential in my voice. So she was like, "I want you to practice this song. And by the end of this week, I want you to come sing it for me." And I'm like, "I can't do it." So lo
Wow.
and behold, I went and practiced it, came back. I said, "Don't look at me, turn around." So she turned around and I sang, and I don't know, it just kind of it sparked something in me at that point. So around 14, I started getting in talent shows and just like really getting a passion for writing music. And I started like getting in the studio with producers. There was a producer that I grew up around the corner from named T Life.
I know
And
T Life. T Life know me.
yeah, yes. So that's way back.
You
So
talking about? Wait a
way
minute.
back when.
You talking about T Life that was on Shame? The song
Yes,
Shame. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. T
Right.
Life.
Yep,
Okay.
that's him. Yep. So I was trying to kind of dipping and dabbing with that. And then just, my whole neighborhood, like around my neighborhood, we had a lot of guys and girls that were into music. So we would just like, I don't know, sit around, listen to music and just kind of kick it. We would walk down the street. They would rap. We would sing. And, so back then it was like Carvin Hagens was in my neighborhood. He produced and put out music Soul Child.
Okay. Carvin. Yeah, I know Carvin. I know his son too. I know Carvin and his son. But
Uh huh.
I know his son. I really know his son. He used to come to the parties, so that's how I know his son.
Okay, right.
Yeah. Yeah. Carvin.
Yes. So Carvin was like working in the studio, and I would go down there with my friend Dre, and we would sit in the studio and write and just listen through music and stuff like that. So at that time, they had a studio down on Delaware Avenue, and we would go down there and hang out. And every now and then, I'd go hang out in Jazzy Jeff's studio. I didn't really know, like my friends were musicians, so I would just kind of hang out with them. So um, it wasn't until I got till about in my 20s when I realized that I didn't need a record deal to make money doing music. So a guy I was dating at the time, he was a professional sax player, and he played for Music Soul Child and all kinds of big people. And he was like, you can like you can gig locally. And I'm like, I can. So he put me down with the wedding band circuit. So I started doing gigs throughout the tri-state area, parades, bat mitzvahs, bar mitzvahs, stuff like that. And then I would hang out at, do you remember Shayla Bell's? It was down like 4th and South. It was a nightclub down 4th and South called Shayla Bell's.
Yeah, I remember. I think it's Patty LaBelle spot, right?
Yes,
Shayla
and
Bell.
they would do
Okay.
open mics, right? So there was a guy named John Barber in Philly, and he would put these open mic nights on all over the city.
I know
So
John. I know John knows me.
yes. Yep, John Barber. So he would put these open mics on, and I would go down, get on the mic. And I remember distinctly at that time, Music Soul Child would come through, and he still worked in the auto body shop. So he would come in like in his one piece suit from the auto shop, and he would get on the mic and tear it up. And at the time, no, he didn't have a name for himself, but people like him would come through. Flowetry was coming through there.
Floetry,
Carol
Floetic,
Riddick.
Cal
Yep.
Riddick. Okay.
Carol Riddick would come through and just, and then they had the Black Lily. So
Of
I would
course,
go
the
hang
Black
out at the
Lily.
Black Lily. Yep. Oh man, that was a good
I
place
went
to
down there a
go.
couple times. I went down there a couple times. Yeah,
A
definitely.
great place for musicians. If you were into music, you went to the Black Lily. So if
Yeah, they had
anybody was doing,
wait a minute. They had Jaguar right down there. They had
yes. Yep.
Kindred Soul Family. Jasmine Sullivan
Yes.
used to come in, but she's to pop right back out. Um,
Absolutely.
the Jazzy Fat
Indy Irie even
Nasties.
came through there one time. Yep.
Yeah, Jazzy
The
Fat
Roots
Nasties
would
was down
come
there. The
through.
Roots was down there. It was basically the entire neo soul thing during that
Yes,
time. It was on the
exactly.
rise. It was on the rise during then. Okay,
Exactly. So
so
you
you
would
was
go
there.
down there and see who's who, who's doing what, and every now and then you might get a lucky chance to get on the mic, but there was always a waiting list. So you just go sign up and hope and pray you get up there. So I just, I did a lot of that. A lot of just going to the open mics and going where they would have spoken word. Me and my sisters even had our own open mic at one time down like second and second and Alney down that way.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, so then I was in the Air Force. So I went in the Air Force when I was 22 and I did 20 years. I retired in 2016, but my whole time in the Air Force, I would sing the national anthem. Like I could barely work because everybody would call me, Shana, can you sing for my retirement? Can you sing for this ceremony? So I did a lot of national anthem singing. And the lady in public affairs there, she would put me out there. Like she got me different gigs throughout the city and just like events. That I would sing at representing the military. So I would sing the national anthem a lot. I was doing the Friday night fights at Dover Downs. They
Okay,
would be
yeah.
on ESPN. Yep, I would sing the national anthem at that for a while, and just I did a lot of that. So in Philly, I kind of like did the R&B jazz circuit for a while when I was doing the Black Lily, and I would have my own little shows down at Barber's Hall off
Okay,
of
yeah.
Broad
Yeah, I
Street.
know we talking about every spot. You know I know.
Yes. So I would do my little gigs down Barbers Hall, sell little tickets. People would come and hear me and stuff like that. And I did that for a while, R&B and jazz. R&B and jazz was my thing. So hip hop, R&B, jazz was my thing. And whenever I would record, it was always in that genre. But here, so I had put things on hold for a while because I got a family. So what happened was in my late 20s, I had contacted this producer, this gospel producer named Jay Moss.
Okay, J Moss. I
And
heard of J Moss before.
yes, Jay Moss, he's based out of Detroit. So I was like really harassing his studio. And I'm like, listen, I want to come there. I'm Jay Moss's number one fan. I want to sign with the label. I want to be there. So lo and behold, they finally allowed me to come out there and sing for them. Pajam Records, it was the name of it, Pajam. So I went out and sang for them. They were like, welcome to the label. We want you. We like you. Just go back and record a couple things and bring them back to us and so we could see your vibe. So I came back and I started recording. I was working with my brother-in-law, Nathaniel Nixon. He's a bass player. He played for Patti LaBelle and Music Soul Child and a lot of people. So I had started working with him and I started recording, but then I got pregnant and then life just got in the way. So this was probably 13 years ago. So I put everything on hold. Now, fast forward, I started attending this church here in Delaware, and they just really loved to hear me sing, and they would always ask me to sing. And then last year, they put on this gospel festival in Dover, and they're looking to do that every year. So everybody keep an ear out for that. Each year around October, November timeframe, they'll be doing a gospel festival, and they asked me to sing. So initially they asked me to sing one song, and I'm like, okay, sure, fine. Then it led to them asking me to be a featured act, and I'm like, oh, I'm not ready. But I didn't tell them that. I just was like, sure, be ready when called.
Of
So
course.
they featured me in the concert, and it just sparked something in me, and I'm like, I got to get back to this. So then I came across an opportunity with Ty Dulaney's company. He has a music production company called Dulaney Land Music, and they
Okay.
put a program out there for independent artists where you can come sign up with them, and he gives you access to all his people. So I was able to record this single, Forgive Me, Lord, which I wrote about probably 5 years ago. And they either let you sing a song that they have that you can buy from them, or you can come with your own written song and they'll produce the music around it. And I really liked it because I had a lot of artist input in it. So I was able to literally, I sang a raw track to them, I sent it to them, I sang it, sent it to them. They put the music around it, sent it to me, and I said, yes, no, take this out, add that. Then they sent it back. And as I went along, I was able to tell them, listen, this is the sound I want for the keyboards. I want the drums to build at 2 minutes and 2 seconds, or I want chimes here, chimes there. So, and then I was able to tell them how I wanted the background singers to sound. So they did all my background vocals, all my music production, but the music is written by me. The song is written and the melody is by me. And it was produced through Dulaney Land Music, which is an amazing opportunity because once you record with them, you kind of get into this network of artists, and you kind of help each other out, and you help each other with promoting your projects and advertising it, and everybody supports each other because we're all independent. And it's hard being an
Absolutely.
independent artist. It's hard,
Well, check this
but
out.
you just push.
Yeah, the whole thing is about pushing anyway, following your
Mhm.
passion, because it really doesn't matter what what you love to do. Just stick with it. It's all
Right.
about sticking with it
Exactly.
and keeping it
Absolutely.
going and getting the opportunity to. It's all about opportunity. You know,
Right. And you said the key thing. It's hard to get out there and have the bold. It takes boldness to say, you know what, I'm going to record, I'm going to put something out, and I think people are going to like it. It's a step of faith because people are crucial. They scrutinize you, and it takes a lot to really say, I'm going to do this and do it and put it out there and hope for the best.
absolutely. So one of the things that I'm always interested to hear other people's stories because this whole thing is about telling everybody your story, telling everybody how, your walk. This is your walk,
Right. Right.
and everybody has a different walk. I've been doing music too for years, and
Mhm.
I knew a couple of those people that you were mentioning during the time. Like
Mhm.
T Life is actually on my page too.
Okay.
So he told
Mhm.
me the story about how he wrote the song for Gloria Gaynor, which was Shana.
Correct. Right.
That's one of
Right.
my favorite disco records.
Yes.
Period. It's one of the
It's a
famous.
hit.
It's a bona fide hit. So he was a part of that, and from time to time, me and him actually talk. We might not talk like
Mhm.
every 2-3 months, but every 6 or 7 months, we be always conversating.
Uh
Because
huh.
some of these guys are iconic, and you want to hear their
Yes.
stories. You want to hear what
Right.
really happened, because there are a lot of inside stories when it comes to music that probably people
Mhm.
don't want to know. you know,
Right. Oh
you
yeah.
and
It's a tough industry.
it's a tough industry. It's a tough
Mhm.
industry in every industry technically.
Okay.
Even if you're podcasting, you got to remember it's a lot of people doing it. You
Right.
really have to be more professional, and you got to stand out. You got to be able
Right.
to put a different energy. Basically, is you have to. It's just like being a singer. You have to
Mhm.
have uh, your own style,
Okay. Mhm.
your own vibe, because
Mhm.
when you mimic certain things, like even as a singer, you can't mimic somebody all the way. You can kind
Right.
of take some of the tricks,
You can sound like them, right?
yeah,
But
but the actual molding of whatever you're trying to do, you still got to make it
mhm.
yours. That's it.
Right. And that
We're
right.
all inspired by. If you're a singer, you were inspired by gospel from the rip. Then you kind of messed around
Correct.
with other things.
Right.
And while we on that, I need to know your top 5 gospel artists. We're gonna go top 5 male, top 5 female gospel
Okay.
artists. Who you going
That
with?
I like.
Who you like?
Ooh.
This should be real
So
funny.
females, I can spit that right out. Clark sisters, absolutely. That's yeah.
Clark sisters get nod number 1.
The Clark sisters. Let me see. I got there's a singer named Vanessa Bell Armstrong. She was known.
Vanessa Bell Armstrong.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, she's very inspiring. If I'm coming up to date, I have to say Tamala Mann, who I've
Tamala
had the opportunity to
LaMann.
meet.
Okay,
Yes,
Tamala
she's
LaMann.
amazing.
Okay.
Tamala Mann. I like Kiara Sheard. She's a very powerful
Kiara
vocalist.
Sheard, the Sheard. Okay, yeah, definitely the Sheard.
Kiara Sheard, and I like Yolanda Adams.
Yolanda Adams, of
Yolanda
course.
Adams. And I like all of them for different reasons.
Well, you know
So,
what? The one thing that I understand about gospel music is in order to sing even an R&B song, you have to learn the humility part from gospel. Because
right.
technically, any song that you sing, if the words are great and they are fulfilling and they're inspirational and they're putting people together, you
Right.
can go a lot of places. You know, Whitney Houston was one that was doing the pop soul and it was because she had those records though.
Right. She had the lyrics, the songs, and she's definitely on my list of people I look up to and have
Yeah.
followed over the years.
I'm gonna throw a couple names in there.
So,
Kim Burrell. I'm a big
oh,
Kim.
Kim Burrell. How could I forget Kim Burrell? Yes.
You know what? You disrespect Kim Burrell. So,
I have to say Kim Burrell.
this is Kim Burrell is
thank
a
you.
problem. Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
Ta-
she's
yeah, I like Tasha Cobbs also.
absolutely. Yep.
And let's not
getting it.
disrespect because you know she's a gospel singer too, and that is, what is her name?
Who's that?
She sung "As We Lay" the remake.
Oh, goodness. Oh, the remake of As We Lay.
As We Lay. What was her name? Kelly Price.
This morning. Yes, absolutely.
She
switched from the R&B to gospel. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm a big.
So
I like Kelly Price's tonality.
yes, her
I like
tone,
her
her
tone.
range, she's
Definitely.
amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I'm a big Kelly Price advocate out here. All right, so
Yes.
we're going with the men now. Who you got?
Men, let's see.
This should be interesting. This should be very interesting because you know it's a couple dudes
me
out there
think.
that can burn the gospel down.
It's true. It's very true. So I have to say Smokey Norfolk.
Before you go there, I am a big fan of Leandria Johnson.
Oh, Johnson, absolutely.
I'm a big fan of hers. Yeah, definitely.
She gives me chills every time I hear her and see her
Yeah.
perform. I get chills. She's
Okay.
crazy.
Yeah.
So males, Smokey Norfolk,
Smokey
got that-
Norfolk.
deep felt. Oh, he just sings with everything in him, and he just
Smokey Norfolk.
seeing him
Definitely.
perform. Yes. Jay Moss, I mentioned Jay Moss. His melodic.
Jay
the
Moss.
way he does his melodies and his
Oh,
voice
yeah,
is
yeah,
flawless.
Yeah. Did you see him with
Jay
what's
Moss.
his name? PJ Morton song?
Oh, PJ Morton. That's the next one I was going to say.
PJ Morton.
Oh, yes. Absolutely amazing. So I have to say Ty Dulaney because he's just giving so much to the artistry right now. I have to give him the
Ty
props. So
Dulaney.
Ty Dulaney and
Look, you already missing a few because I'm gonna come and blaze you with my list.
I
telling
know you listen because you catching me off guard here.
No,
You probably
no,
gonna say
no,
everybody
no.
I should have said.
Listen here. I'm gonna catch you with this. So
Don't kill me. BB Winans.
I'm a big BB
BB
Winans fan.
Winans. You got to give him credit. I could just go on and on.
As a matter of fact, him and CC Wine. CC Wine could
Him
have
and
been on.
CC, absolutely.
CC Wine
She's
could
on
have
that
been on your
list too.
list. She could be on your
She's
list too.
definitely on. If you look at my resume and bio, she's in there. I
Okay.
mean, my bio.
All
Yes.
right, now I think you did your 5. Here I go.
Okay. Who you got?
All right, so we going with Daryl Coley,
Oh, yes. Classic. Classic.
Fred Hammonds.
Oh, yes. Hello.
You want me to keep going? You want me to keep
Keep
going?
going.
She like, keep going. Yeah.
Every last one of them.
Yeah.
Jonathan McReynolds.
Jonathan. Oh yeah, exactly. The skinny
Jonathan
light skin guy.
McReynolds.
Yeah, McReynolds
Yes.
is nice. Yeah, he's definitely
Yes.
nice. Yeah, definitely. McReynolds is nice. Who else we got?
Well, you know, you got your classic Kirk Franklin.
Kirk Frank. Oh yeah, you know him. The one thing Kirk Franklin
Can't leave him
gonna
out.
do. Kirk Franklin gonna get you a day. Matt, what's the new song that he got? LOV. What's the name of that song? That he got out. Up tempo.
It's a new song.
You know which one it seen today. Oh
yeah.
It's, you know what the lick is? The lick.
That's a remake or something.
Yeah, that's Earth, Wind and Fire.
There you go. Right. I love that song. I love all his songs. Yeah. I don't want to
All
love
right, now
nobody like you.
here's a good one.
Yep.
Give me 3 of your greatest gospel songs of all time.
Ooh.
You gotta drive that little hard drive right now, because that's gonna be, it's a lot of them.
Ooh, it's a lot. Greatest gospel songs.
Greatest
Oh, my
gospel
goodness.
song. Where you going with it?
Gosh, when you say greatest gospel song, I feel like I need to pull from back in the day.
I'm talking about the ones that the first day you heard it, it was incredible.
Oh,
and
God.
it was nothing like hearing the gospel music coming up on Sunday. Nothing like it.
Well, Kim Burrell has this song called More Than I Give, and I just, every time I hear it, my heart just, it's called More Than I Give by Kim Burrell.
More Than I Give, Kim Burrell.
And yes, that song just does something to me.
Absolutely. Kim Burrell puts in, all of them put in the work. So
They do.
I mean,
They do. They know how to stroke the heartstrings. They do.
And you know what though? Did you ever see when Leandria Johnson did Never Could Have Made It?
Oh, did you see the video of that? I couldn't handle it.
Listen.
I was standing up like I couldn't even sit down and watch it. I couldn't.
Yeah. Let me
It's
tell you something.
amazing.
Who's ever listening, punch up Leandria Johnson's tribute. Never Could Have Made It.
I've never seen anything like it. She gets on the floor. She's just like, her shoes come off. She's crying. She's just.
You know what it was? But you know what it was though? It's like I always say, when you get the opportunity, you got to kill it.
She killed it. That's an understatement. I can't even say what she did to that song. She just murdered it. And her passion and just the way she just gives 100,000% of herself when she sings, it's just like, it's people like her make it look easy, but it's a lot that goes into putting on a performance like that. It takes everything out of you. You literally walk off stage and just want to drop because it just takes everything out of you.
Shout out to my homeboy Phil Askew. You know Phil. You met Phil before. You definitely met Phil before. I should be
looking at that.
Definitely. Yeah, it's Phil. It's
on the
Phil.
chat?
Yeah, on the chat. We got a couple
Hey,
chatters.
Phil, how you doing?
Phil Askew. I'm going to tell Phil who you are, though, after it's over, because he knows who you are, too, because he knows your sister. So
Gotcha.
So so we back with the conversation, and that's what this thing is all about. This is all about an organic conversation. If you notice, I don't send questions.
I know, and I'm thinking, oh, he catching me off guard
No,
here.
but guess what we're doing? We're actually having a conversation. It's like this.
I love it.
I wanted to where as though we would just so happen to talk, and all of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden we start talking about a subject, and
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to come right because if I would have gave you the questions, sometime you're
Uh-huh.
going to answer it too fast.
Okay.
Because you rehearsed it, Kim Burrell, this, that, and other. You would have been thinking about it, and you'd have wrote it all
Right.
down. It wouldn't have been
Right.
organic. And I knew when I started doing that, because I
I love
everybody,
that.
I make everybody have that brain cooking,
Yes.
So,
Because you really got mine cooking over here.
yeah. And then what's going to happen is after the show, you're going to be like, I missed this, that, and the other.
Yes.
But I
Absolutely.
don't want that. I don't want that.
Okay.
I want something that is organic. I want
I like
something.
it.
I want something that is going to be a great conversation, because it's going to keep you driving. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to be talking, and then you're going to be like, oh, and then you're going to jump right back into what we just talked about. So
Yes,
that's
'cause
why
that's how
I
I
did
feel
this
right
like
now.
this. I got a little
Yes.
method to my madness.
I like it. But
Yeah.
like you said, you got to have that different thing going
You
on.
got to have the different thing going on, because
Definitely.
if I talk to anybody and they were in any musical background, right?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, even when I ask you, believe it or not, I'm thinking as I go too.
Okay.
So
That's good.
I've said Daryl Coley before, but I never said the other
Uh-huh.
people, Fred Hammonds,
Okay.
and
Yes.
I never did that. All right, now
Uh-huh.
this is a little interesting right here. Your favorite love R&B records, 3. Now we going with the R&B love records. R&B love records. Now this is the part that's going to be really good, because I think the best way you could describe this is your greatest point of when somebody actually captured your heart. There was
Okay.
always a song that you can remember from that
Yeah.
experience. So let's go back to your experience of your greatest times and pick them in there, because you're not going to do it with the ones they got out right now, because everybody all jacked up right now. So
Oh yeah, we gotta go back.
you got to go back.
So
So what would be one of the greatest? You got 3. One of the greatest love songs that will identify your past at the height of being in love. Put it that way.
oh wow.
Remember,
Okay. I have to say what you gonna say, remember?
I know you in that era where Babyface had Whip Appeal and all that.
Oh yes. Everything
so
on Babyface. You could just go ahead and say Babyface's whole just lineup.
all right.
Just everything.
So we gonna pick Babyface. And matter of fact, you want the Whip Appeal album.
Yeah, oh yes.
That's the
Absolutely.
one right there.
Hands down.
All right.
Hands
so
down.
Who else
You
you
know
got?
where I'm gonna go, Scarfo. You know where I'm gonna go. And some
Where you
people
gonna
may
go?
not
Where you
like
gonna
it.
go?
And
Okay.
I don't care what people say, but R. Kelly,
Oh, R.
R.
Kelly had
Kelly's
hits.
music. A lot of babies were made off of R. Kelly's music.
Oh yeah,
so
definitely.
they can say whatever they want about R. Kelly, but the music and that he put out and what he did for music is
R.
just
Kelly
beyond compare.
is a musical genius.
A genius. I mean, absolutely. I can't take that credit away from him. I mean, he did what he did or
Nobody
whatever.
can take away what he did. Nobody can take it.
No,
He still put out some great songs. It's just that
he did.
the situation he's in. That's it.
It's a shame. It's so sad. It's so sad. But you know who else comes to mind?
Who else?
Let's chill and let's settle down.
Talking about
Guy? What? Teddy Riley and Guy?
Yeah, Teddy Riley.
That was.
Let's chill. Definitely.
That's another one.
Yeah. That's actually a song that I sing all the time. From the first time I saw your
Yes,
face.
there you go.
Yeah. So that's a song I
girl,
always sing. I
do
like
my
singing that song.
Oh, okay. All
Definitely.
right.
It's
So
definitely
who you
that's
got?
on it. When it comes to the ballads, I'm gonna go with Prince. I like Prince. Adore.
Okay.
I think Adore
Yes.
was a great record. I mean, back in the day, I mean, every time they used to
Yes.
play it at the end, and it was already, it was on after that.
Exactly. Yes.
Babyface. What song is it?
All of them.
Whip Appeal, but particularly Whip Appeal. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
you know,
Whippoorwill.
Whip Appeal. What's your
The
favorite?
whole album.
Here's something. You from Philly? Your favorite Boys to Men
Yes.
record? Your
Oh
favorite
gosh, End of the Road.
end? Oh,
End of the
wine,
Road. I
Wanye.
mean, yes, that's an instant answer right there. My daughter's 12. She listens, well, she's 13 now, but she listens to End of the Road every day. It's on her playlist. So all of those Motown
Yeah.
Philly songs and oh yeah, Boys to Men. I love all their songs. On Bended Knee, just
Well, you talking about the time when they didn't miss.
they didn't miss. They were in their prime.
They did not miss.
Oh my goodness. And they still not missing. I mean,
No, they ain't still missing.
they just still doing it. Their songs come on now, it feels just like it did back when they played it in the 90s. So,
Absolutely. Yeah, but Boys to
yeah.
Men, I remember even when they came out with the first song, doom 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 da da.
Yes.
That
Motown Philly.
was
Yeah.
but that little doom 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 da da doom 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 da,
Yes.
man, that used to kill. They used to kill the club with that was when R&B was, you was jamming with R&B during that time.
They
That's
were
when
doing something different. I mean, but when their stuff came out, nobody sounded like that. Nobody.
okay, here's another one. Your favorite BBD record. It could be up tempo or slow.
Ooh, BBD.
BBD,
Oh God.
your favorite song. Now I already know that during this time when BBD got together, this was great times in the clubs.
Uh-huh.
The
Oh, it
club,
was. And that was exactly what I was doing at that time.
yeah.
So
You pick one and I'm gonna pick
BBD.
one. You pick one, I'm gonna pick one.
Okay. Oh goodness. God. BBD. Vote for the vote.
And I'm gonna tell you, and the one I pick, it's gonna be one of the ones that they
It's probably the one
anticipated.
I should be saying. It's
No,
probably the
we
one I
ain't
should be
doing we ain't
saying.
doing that. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that.
You hold on. You go first. Look.
I used to like Smile.
Smile.
Smile, smile, smile for me, baby. Dun, dun,
Oh
dun.
yeah. Okay.
That
That's
used
a
to
good
kill
one.
him. That song used to
That's a
kill
good
him.
one. Oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank. And I
Well,
love all their
let me
music.
give you a couple since you don't know it. See, another thing. I've been a DJ, so I still remember these
Oh,
catalogs.
so you okay?
So I'm a catalog person. So
Okay.
as soon as I locked into that, I could probably name about 5 or 6 records from BBD. I thought it was me was a hot record in the clubs.
Oh yes, I thought it
Thought it was
was
me.
me.
Of
Thought it
course,
was me that made this
everybody
feel
likes
this way.
Poison. Poison is already a
Yes,
great banger.
Poison.
BBD. Now we talking about. I used to like Get Right Back. They used to do
Okay.
that one. Most of their videos were pretty good. So I
Yes,
mean, but
all of them.
Do Me Baby was a great one.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Do Me
Yep.
Baby was a
Do me,
great record.
baby.
That was a great record.
Oh, do me, baby.
All right, so
Yep.
now check this out. What's your favorite new edition? Even with Johnny
Oh
Gill.
God.
Even with
All of them. Every
no.
single last song.
No. You get 2 from New Edition, and then I pick 2. So give me 2
Oh
from New
God.
Edition. 2 from New
New
Edition.
edition? Like, can I go back to Candy Girl?
Okay, Candy
You're
Girl. There you
all
go.
my world. You're doing so sweet.
There you
Yup.
go. Candy
There's
Girl.
your treat.
That's a great record
Candy
too.
Girl. And I want to say, Can You Stand the Rain?
Oh,
Is
on
that?
the perfect day. I know that I can.
Yes. Oh. Ooh, that's it. Go ahead, sing it, Scarfo.
That's impossible.
Woo.
But you know what though? I actually get to do that note too. I can actually do what he did
Oh,
right.
okay.
I could do
I'm
exactly right
listening.
there. Yeah, I could get right
I'm
there.
listening.
That's actually not hard for me to do that part actually because that's
Wow. Maybe I should be interviewing you.
hey look, we already interviewing me. You done switched it up like 15 times. So
That's how I do, right?
yeah, that's how you do. You switch it up. All right, so
Right.
yeah, can you stand the rain is definitely one of the best. And of course, it comes on. Johnny kills that record. But
Oh, he does.
okay,
I saw him in concert. He was amazing. But
okay. So all right, I'm glad we're saying Johnny Gill. You
uh-huh.
get one song for Johnny Gill. Your favorite Johnny Gill
Oh, come
record.
on. You know what I'm going to say.
What is it?
Put on your red dress. Ooh. And slip on those high heels. And some of that sweet perfume. That's that one right there. I think everybody would.
Well, you know what? That was like the ultimate like
Love song.
he
Ultimate.
was telling a story, and it was
Right.
a great story actually in the song, and then he was a true baritone. Oh, he's still a true
Yes.
baritone. My favorite of Johnny Gill record is I like Lady du Jour.
Okay. That's a nice one.
He
That's a
kills it.
nice one. Yeah.
He kills that record
Yes.
too. Like if
You
you
know
go,
what?
if you go back to Johnny Gill when he had the Jerry curl, it's over. Everybody, their moms don't even show up.
Hold on. That's when he did the duet with Stacey Lattisaw.
Yeah, perfect combination.
Yes, perfect. I didn't know for years, till years later, that was him. Even
Yeah.
after he was with New Edition, I didn't realize that was him on the record with Stacey Lattisaw. I said,
Yes,
"Oh wow,
but he had a grown man voice
he did right."
at
But
a very
once I
very young age.
yes, amazing,
Yeah, he
amazing
was
voice
grown man. He was grown man in it way back.
with a Jerry curl.
When he had that Jerry curl, he didn't miss because like if you go back
Right.
and look at any of his tapes of back in the past, go back and look at Johnny Gill when he had the Jerry curl. He was smoking.
All his stuff was hitting, right?
Look, he
all of
was on every time.
Wow.
He was actually really on. So Johnny Gill is another great artist that I remember, and he also had a lot of great songs that could take you on a journey.
Yes, absolutely. The way his songs are written, like you said, it's like it tells a story. So,
What people don't
and
know
on top
is
of that, he could sing.
your R&B song can actually tell a story, just like a rapper telling a
Yes.
great street story.
Definitely.
It's
And you know what?
It's on the other side. That's all.
Right. And I'm glad you're talking about R&B, and because like I said, that's really that's what I did for years. But my goal is actually not to be a gospel artist. My goal is not to be a straight up Christian gospel artist. I want to be. There's a new genre that's trending now. It's called gospel R&B. Have you heard people use that phrase?
Well, I never heard nobody use it, but guess what? It ain't hard
Yeah.
to figure out what it is. It's basically putting
Right.
humility in a love song.
Absolutely.
Because what you're doing is whenever you do the gospel, right? Gospel is all about heart. It's supposed to be about real heart and feeling.
Yes.
But
Inspiration.
it is inspiration. It's not
Right.
not the love that people, like we're in love hugging and all that. No, it's supposed to be for the love of humanity, basically.
Right.
So
So I'm like,
exactly, there you go.
yes. So I want to write inspirational music has an R&B feel to it. So when I told the musicians, when I was telling them what to do with my music, I was picking certain sounds. Like the producers asked me to send them 3 songs that I like the sound of and tell them why. And one of them was Caramel Kisses by Faith Evans.
Caramel
She
Kisses.
sings that song Caramel Kisses.
Yeah.
And the
Okay.
vibe in that I like the vibe of it. So I sent them different songs that were R&B, all R&B songs that I wanted them to reference when they made my track. So
There was a
R&B is definitely
there was a record that Faith Evans actually did with Mary J.
with
Blige.
Carvin. Oh, okay.
No, Mary J. Blige. So the song was I think it was a throwback, actually. And
Okay.
I believe it was You Remember Me, Love Don't Live Here.
Oh, yes.
They never put that
Yes.
out as a
Love
single.
They did, and I don't know why. It was beautiful.
And they both were really good on that song, like really
They
good.
were. They did
And they
justice to that
never put.
song.
I told you, I'm told you, I'm. When it comes to this music, because I was DJ.
Mm-hmm.
See, a lot of people used to come to me for the slow stuff
Okay.
and the
Right.
old school hip hop. We used to sell our own little cassettes back in the day too.
CDs and
Yeah,
cassettes.
sets and
Ooh.
CDs and sell them.
Yes.
So
Uh-huh.
we was basically like the DJ dramas in the hood, you know,
Right.
as far as having, you know, music and people would actually buy it. Like
Right.
it
That's
used
how
to
it
be
was back in
people
the
on
day.
trash trucks. Yo, you make them
Oh
tapes?
yeah. Yep.
We used to be making and
Yep.
here's the thing,
Making mixtapes and
but none of them was the same though. None of them was the same. We never copied what we did on one.
Right.
It was we would make them on the spot. Me and D used to make them
Exactly.
on the spot.
I
So
remember that.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people used to get with us, and we're like, we were actually like pioneers as far as the DJ world. We were smashing our neighborhood and making other neighborhoods come to our neighborhood before a lot of people was even thinking about doing it. Now we did it with a couple of
Wow.
promoters from the neighborhood, but on terms of being ahead, we was way ahead. We just didn't know what we was doing because
Right.
we was just out telling people, yeah, come on out. And we would have them in bars and it would be packed, lines down the street. Every spot we used to go to was historical. DJ Thorough
Right.
D at the time, and it was me. I would set it up with I would do the R&B. That's why I'm good with the R&B. So
Okay.
I would do the R&B, and D would come in and play the hip hop, you know, all the bangers and the hardcore rap. We was one of the first to play hardcore rap in spots.
Oh wow. So you go back to when DJ Cosmic Kev was doing his thing back in when he's
Cosmic Kev and them were out wherever they lived at. We were in North Philly. We was down Francisville.
Oh, y'all were in North Philly. Okay, yeah. He was like
we
West
was
Oak
good.
Lane.
Put it to you
Right.
this way. At one point, I think if we would have kept at it, we would have been right there where they was at.
Okay.
We just didn't.
Okay.
But what we did was we switched lanes. We went to Old City and started doing diverse audiences.
Got you.
So
Okay.
we was learning how to play everything. Although we could have took it wherever.
Right.
You know, it was historical spots that we used to DJ at. We was blowing up spots. We used to get Tyreek from the Roots. He used to show
Oh
up.
yeah.
He showed up
Oh,
in a
yeah.
lot of spots down when we was in the Spanish Native, a place called Latin Quarters. Tyreek used to come all the time. Who else? We did After Hours right there in Rittenhouse. In that place, we was at Rittenhouse, from Beanie Siegel, Tommy Hilfiger, Ryan Howard, Deshaun Jackson. We was getting this on a regular. But
Okay.
we was used to it though. We was down Old City
Right.
also. Club 27. All the football players used to come to Club 27
Right.
on a regular. Like I used to have Macklin and Jackson texting me.
Wow.
But this
I need
is
the chord,
this is
boo.
when this is
The
when
base of it.
this is
Here,
when
here.
we was you know, really in the trenches of doing events and parties and being hired as
Right.
DJs. When it came down to the celebrity parties, well, we did Shaq's party, we did Dwayne
Okay.
Wade, we did all this down in Rittenhouse. We did Ed Lover and them came. I DJ'd with DJ Knight, D Nice. D Nice came down.
Okay.
He was kind of like just coming.
Back when he was doing his DJ thing. Yeah.
No, he's still doing it. He's still doing
DJ
it.
Night. Oh, D Nights. Okay.
Yeah, D Nice was
Right.
there. Tony Touch. Tony Touch, the Spanish
Touchstone.
DJ. Touchstone came down there. Who else? It was you. If they was hot at the time, we was right there, but we were just doing more of diversity. So we switched it up
Okay.
from just doing all hardcore, and we learned
Right.
all types of genres.
Okay.
So that's what we did back then. But other than
Wow.
that, you know, we were definitely in diversity at one point. But I was always good with all kinds of music.
Okay.
I was always good with all kinds
Wow.
of music. definitely. I was all good with that. You know, so this that's why whenever I have a conversation with anybody, I can go deep with this R&B stuff. You might think I got a couple CDs in front of me, you know, because
Right.
you think I'm, you know, I got this stuff written down. I ain't got nothing written down. My hands right here.
Just going off the top of your head,
I'm
huh?
on the front. I'm in the front of the camera. I'm just going off nostalgia in my mind, and that's it.
Okay.
And I could keep going on and on and on. Your favorite Prince record? Well, I would go with Adore, but other than that, When Doves Cry. You know, so that's just
Right.
right off the top of my head. But he had a lot more records though.
Right.
So
Well,
yeah.
I think about a lot of artists who have transitioned smoothly between R&B and gospel. You got some artists that can be played on the FM dial or I'm telling my age now, AM dial or FM dial and still be accepted equally. So over the years,
If you do great
music has
music,
really
they're gonna
transitioned.
follow you. If you do great
Yes.
music, if not, you can go back to your archives. Like Charlie Wilson technically don't have to do any more
He
records
don't have to do anything else if he
because he
didn't
can
want
just
to.
go back and do the Gap Band music and you know
Yeah.
a couple of the
And
records that he
still
snuck in
sell
there.
out
Yeah.
shows.
Well, I mean, he's one of the most dynamic male singers still, and especially at his
Absolutely.
age.
Yes. I saw him in concert in Atlantic City. It was him, Johnny Gill, Patti LaBelle, and I thought Johnny Gill was going to blow it up off the stage, but Charlie Wilson, he got up there, he sang, danced. I mean, and he was good into his 60s, and I was like, look at him.
Charlie Wilson is a great entertainer.
He's
And
amazing.
if you ever heard the story of Charlie, Charlie was actually
Yes.
living in the street, and
On drugs.
somebody saw him and changed his entire life. And you know that goes to show you can go down to the lowest. And remember, he was at the highest with Gap Band,
Yeah.
and he dropped all the way down and then
Yep. To
came right
nothing.
back. But you know what? Sometimes that's the story of your life. And you never know if you can ever get it back. But he is one of them
He
that
did it.
had it, lost it, and got it
He
back.
did it. Because that's the thing. That's the beautiful thing about being a musician or vocalist. Nobody can take that away from you, no matter what. I don't care if you're in the gutter. If you can sing, you can sing. And somebody's going to hear you and listen.
Oh,
So it
absolutely.
goes back to what you were saying about just having that passion and pushing, just keeping that drive going.
You got to have passion. And sometimes you got to have a little bit of passion for other people. So, you know, even with me doing this, I had to have passion for other people because each night, like to this particular week right here, I got somebody coming in until Friday. It ain't gonna happen no more.
Okay.
It's just that
Okay.
it was just the fact that you know they couldn't do it next week, so I'm getting
Okay.
everybody in this week, and then I'm doing Monday through Wednesday after that. But
Okay.
yeah, so I got
Well, this is
somebody
awesome.
tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I really appreciate you getting me on here.
and guess what? It's gonna be different conversation with everybody.
Okay. That makes it interesting.
Yeah, so they
That's
got
how
me.
you keep people watching.
Well, one of the ways that I do it is what I do is once I listen to your music, I can kind of hear a little journey in your music. So
Okay.
tomorrow I got a guy coming in named Yak, and of course he's rap, but I'm going to listen to the music. I got to listen to it during that day because, like I said, I always get about an hour and a half to myself, and that's when I actually just because that's what I did today. I was listening to your music
Okay.
today, but because I
Okay.
get so much music, I can't just play it all weekend. I gotta listen to it then.
Right.
So yeah, so
Okay.
that's
Well,
how
I'm
I
gonna be
did it.
getting back to you as soon as I get my next single done. I'm gonna holler at you again so
Yeah.
we can
Yeah,
get back.
definitely. As a matter of fact, you just hit your sister up. I try to inbox. She probably Hollywood, right? You know she Hollywood.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
she.
can't even get in touch with her.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah.
Can't tell you last time I seen her. So yeah, she's doing her thing, traveling, and
Yeah.
you know. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. She always
Yeah.
somewhere. She always
Yes.
somewhere.
Always.
All right
Yep.
then. Yeah, but she on my Facebook though, so I can hit her up.
Yes.
Um,
Yep.
so that's the end of it right here. Put your information out there. We're gonna close it up. It was great
Okay,
conversation.
awesome. Same to you. Yes, people can find me on Facebook at Shana Simone Wallace. I'm on Instagram at Shana Simone Official. I'm on TikTok, Shana under Shana.Simone. And I'm on YouTube. Anybody out there that wants to keep up with my journey and hear some interesting things about me, I have a weekly series I'm doing where I'm doing my Shauna's Life, it's called. I'm about to do episode 3, and I'm talking about growing up in Philly and the people that I grew up around in my life and music up until now. So you can find me on YouTube as well. Just Google search Shana Simone Wallace, and you should be able to find whatever you need to about me.
There you go, Shana
Yes.
Simone. I called you Shana, so it's Shana
That's okay.
Simone. Shana
Yes.
Simone,
Yes.
and we are
Shana
out of here.
Simone.
Thanks for coming
Thank
out
you.
to the
All
SL
right.
Digital
Thanks for having
Media.
me.
Peace out.
All right. See ya.